Hello everybody, welcome back to some Fallout 4. Hang on a second. I don't know what is up with the sunlight. Guess I should have checked that before I hit record, but whatever. But yeah, the way the sun was coming through the window, I could barely see my computer screen. Alright, so anyway, picking up where we left off, as you can see right now we're at Robotics Pioneer Park, or Pioneer Robotics Park, one or the other. Doesn't matter, either way. And we're heading south towards Vault 95. Now, I did say that we might clear a couple of locations on the way there. Turns out, no. One location, we'll pop one. The other, I don't think exists yet. But we'll go over here and trigger this one, and hopefully it's what I think it is. Because as you can see, yeah, edge of the glowing sea. Blown out area. Absolute shithole. And, yeah. So we'll pop that, because Edge of the Glowing Sea is just basically there to tell you, hey, you're getting close to the Glowing Sea. And obviously we don't want to get in there without our power armor and everything that we have back at Sanctuary. Or our hazmat suit, but, you know. Generally, if you're going into, like, dangerous areas not in the Glowing Sea, the hazmat suit is fine. Because there aren't normally, like, a ginormous amount of enemies in those areas for obvious reasons. When you're going to the Glowing Sea, though, that's the only point where I actually wear power armor in this game. Because, yeah. It's all bad, and it's all enemies. Alright, let's see. Is that not an actual person? Yeah. I know there's a gunner. No, I want the one that... That's very weird that that gunner down there... Why aren't these gunners triggering the... Well, whatever. Get rid of the bottom ones. They should be good. They're cautious because they obviously heard the people die. But I don't think we have anything to worry about them actually coming after us. At least not those ones. I don't know about these other two red dots. But yeah, the other location I thought we might clear, because I didn't actually bother to look at what they were. I just saw that there was two locations between the park and where we are right now, and the vault. The other one, though, is a Brotherhood outpost. I'm not even sure if it'll show up when the Brotherhood shows up, or if it'll... Because it's an outpost that you go to during one of the Brotherhood's ending. Like, if you're going for the Brotherhood ending, you end up going there for part of it. Oh my god, every time I hold my breath, this thing starts moving again. Man, if this could pierce, that would be like the perfect time to shoot. God. Once again, if I had piercing shots, man. And I mean, granted, I technically do have piercing shots, but I mean, you know, obviously, you know, I mean piercing through people, not just... I didn't even realize that there was a behind stuff to go there. Goodbye to you. Those other two must be inside the vault door or something. You know, for some reason, whenever I like use VATS with my railgun here, whatever the hell it's called, electro. What the hell are these things called? Gauze rifle. That's what it's called. Whenever I use VATS to hit somebody like that, if for some reason it's like, man, I want to play XCOM, and I don't know why.
There it is. Vault 95. Let's head inside and find the clean room. That's where we can get this crap out of me body.
Will do. I imagine it's because, you know, obviously they use, you know, power, plasma, weapons, you know, lasers and that in that game. And, you know, since you don't physically aim in that game. The real question is, though, right, is because, like, a while ago I bought XCOM 2. I played it, I beat it. It was good. I enjoyed it. The assassin bitch from the War of the Chosen DLC fucking sucked ass, but because of the War of the Chosen, you can basically infinitely play the game without having to ever end it. You know what? I'll take both of them. But like I have the first one and the second one, so it's like even if like I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play XCOM. Which one would I play? I don't even know anymore. Because I mean, there's benefits to playing both, right? The second one has more mission variety in that. But it also doesn't have a way to get rid of what is it, the fatigue or whatever on the people. Which, to be fair, on a second playthrough, wouldn't be that bad. I would definitely adjust my playstyle so that it would basically be a non-issue. But yeah, I don't know which one I would play. Right now, I'd probably play a second one just because I've only ever played the second one once through. Whereas the first one in Enemy Within, you know, I'll say, I wouldn't say I wouldn't. Like, I'm not going to guarantee that if I decide to play XCOM again, that it would be the second one, but like the first one just has, like, I don't know, I know it better, I guess, because I've played it so much. And the benefit to playing the first one, besides obviously knowing it better, is it has been longer since I've played that than since I played the second one. But both are very good games. If you like turn-based tactical games like that, I would highly recommend it. If you're a person who likes to make them hard, there's plenty of options for that. If you're a person like me who will save scum like a motherfucker when that 95% shot misses the enemy and yet their 5% shot gets a critical hit on you and kills you from across the map when you had no chance of stopping them. That was the main thing with, like...
Let me know if you want me to help with that lock. Or any lock for that matter.
Like,
Getting
that
into
was...
places I'm not wanted is a talent I've acquired over the years.
Like, one of the main things that annoyed me about the, I'll say, like, the first game was, when you first spot enemies, they get a free movement, which at the beginning of the game, obviously, not too big of a deal, because they just duck into cover and that's that, right? But then when you get later in the game,
You better run, you commie-loving
and you get to, like, mutons that take a fuck ton of bullets, or the berserker mutons that charge right at you, them getting that free movement is ridiculously bad.
Look, wiping the floor with you.
Because, like, especially the berserkers, like, they get that free movement towards you, and it's like, oh my god, especially if it's like the yeah, I don't care about that. Especially if it's the last the last person you're moving, right? Let's see. Do I have anything? Still thinking of getting solar powered just for like the regen in the day, but at the same time I have like 800 fucking stim packs, so hold your breath better, knock down your targets, better headshot in bats, but once again that's 3 perk points to get to that. Hit fire, who cares? Gun bashing, who cares? Rooted, who cares? Pain train, who cares? Heavy gunner, don't care. Melee weapons, don't really care. Punching attacks, don't care. Alright. Damage resistances in VATS doesn't matter. 5% to hit chance and damage to VATS targets, 5%. Granted, depending on the weapon you're using, like obviously 5% on my 10mm, not a whole lot. 5% on my Gauss rifle, quite a bit, but more explosive damage, eh? Yeah. No, none of that's useful. Energy resistance, I mean, it's just damage reduction, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Who's this one? Oh, critical banker. Yeah, the hold your breath thing. Every attack on the same body part gains more accuracy and damage. I don't know, because I'm not sure that I've been using bats enough. I mean, I realize that like some parts I use bats quite a bit, and then other parts I like don't touch it. I think I'll just leave this for now. I already spent too much time.
What the hell was that? Just wiping the floor with you.
It shows them as below us. I'm not sure why. I also see this. First of all, is that a light that I can disable?
If I find you, you're gonna regret it.
Alright, let's pop this open.
Yes.
Up close and personal.
Another assault run, great.
Shite.
Alright, let's see what this terminal does. Turret control. Well, let's actually properly control these turrets. Right targeting parameters. There we go. There you go. Now they're our turrets, and they should have turned on the enemies. And I'm guessing by all the gunfire that they did. Whether or not the turrets will be better than them, I'm not sure, but don't have to worry about it ourselves. One way or the other, the turrets will at the very least weaken the other guys.
Kill them all.
I can wait all day for you to show yourself.
Maybe you can, but I'm not waiting all day. I guess the turrets won then? Because, I mean, I see the turrets are still there. Oh no, there is a gunner, but he apparently doesn't want to come out to face the turrets, which is understandable. Now, I do believe that this is one of those places, yeah, master lock door, or master lock terminal that we can get through. And then I do believe that there is another way to get through if we so choose, which we probably will. I mean, at the very least, we should explore this place, because I know that there's a bobblehead in here. I think it's the big guns one, though, which is obviously not very useful to us, but it's still part of the collection that I need for that achievement that I still haven't got. Nice try. What were you going to... Oh, there it is. Oh my, yeah, I walked. Yeah, I walked like right underneath these grenades and did not see them. Now, I don't remember this place being too difficult to navigate, but I do remember it being fairly large. So this may be a two-parter. So we may get like a random cut at some point, but it really depends. Because like I said, I don't. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's a big place, but not like not a complicated place. There's obviously some like destruction in that, as with a lot of these old vaults that aren't like locked down or still in use. Like when we eventually go to Vault 88, which we need to progress the main. Oh, you know what? I have Sandman, right? You know what? I think that may be the very first time I've ever used that. If I'm being honest, I get Sandman a lot because obviously the because that increases like our silence weapon damage, right? I do get that a lot. It's very rare that I actually bother to get close enough to kill somebody with it, though. Games, nope. Truly, nope. Areas, could be areas.
Sweet.
Let's see. The orders are as follows. Ensure all residents do not stray from the Vault Tech Rehabilitation Program. It is paramount that it is strictly followed for our research objectives. You will act as any other resident. Your backstory and identity should already be committed to memory and will not be recounted here. You are to work with the Overseer-elect on any compliance issues while ensuring ignorance of your special objectives. After 5 calendar years, your objective will shift. You will open the hidden storage compartment you were shown during your training. Allow the residents to discover the stash of chems within on their own. Once it has been discovered, you are to thoroughly document the response of the community. Let's see. Okay, only one entry. Today marks the 5th calendar year since the residents of Vault 95 and I have moved into the Vault. This will be my first entry. The Vault Tech Rehabilitation Program seems to have helped every subject in this Vault deal with the symptoms of withdrawal and cope with the new life in the Vault environment. That is not to say that withdrawal was not a challenging process for some subjects. Our hypothesis was correct. When there is simply no other alternative, an individual can recover. Today I will sneak out when all are asleep and open the stash of addictive substances that has lay hidden for the last 5 years. Isolation seems to have proved helpful when addictive stimuli are absent. Now to see what such stimuli do to the social order we have created over the previous years. And I guess we never get to find out. Well, I mean, we could always assume that it ended badly. But, I mean, that makes sense, you know. Like, you get a bunch of people with addictions into a vault and then don't give them what they're addicted
Someone or something is playing
did
games with
to.
us.
Missed.
You are seriously fucked, you know that?
Am I? I feel like I'm not.
Come on, you stupid bastards. Come on.
But yeah, so I mean, and that's the thing,
Okay,
right? Like
that was some
5
bullshit.
years without it, like that's an awfully long time. And I know all those like 12-step programs and whatnot. It's like, oh, it's a lifelong process and whatnot. It's like, either you have the willpower or you don't. I mean, obviously, going to the meetings and that is
They'll
good for
be
the
back.
people who don't
We'll
have
see.
the willpower because it does give them a little bit of an extra boost
Look at all these
that they might
guns.
need to stay
Psycho,
off
Jet.
whatever
Hell,
it is they're
it's all
addicted to.
here.
But
Why would there be a stash in this vault? Unless, oh, Vault Tech, those animals. Experimenting again, I bet.
yep. But yeah, it would be interesting because I mean that's like the ultimate test as to like your actual willpower, right? Is like once you come off the addiction, can you be around it without succumbing to it again, right? Like, you know, if you're an alcoholic and then you finally manage to, like, you know, presumably get over it, right? Can you walk into a bar and sit there and just not order booze? Like, that, you know? But, I mean, everybody has their own level of willpower. I'd like to think that I have a fairly high willpower when it comes to stuff, but I mean, I'm not really sure how much that's been tested. I mean, when I was 18, I used to drink. I stopped drinking. You know, but I can't say that I ever drank enough to be considered an alcoholic. So it's not like, and I guess it's not like I realize I technically stopped drinking, but it's just because like I'm not gonna sit there and drink alone, like a sad sack, you know. Uh, and then even like when I have a friend over or something and we decide to drink, I drink like one, maybe two beers. And that's it. So, I mean, alright, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if Vats is quick enough to get a double sneak attack here. Well, only the first one got the stealth, or got the sneak attack, but it still works either way. Ooh, a gunner lieutenant, eh? That was a cool shot. That was a shot that there was no way in hell I was making without Vats. What's this? Like weird. Oh, it's oh, what are those called? They hold like the IV bags and that. I don't remember. I'm sure they have a name. It's not coming to mind, and it doesn't matter.
That's it.
But yeah, I mean, I think the closest thing that I have or ever had to an addiction was probably video games. And could I give up video games? Like, you would need an alternative. Like, I mean, it's a non-destructive addiction, if you want to call it that, that provides entertainment. And I mean, while there all are other alternatives, are there any alternatives that would provide the same level of entertainment? You know, like I could watch more movies, but ooh, like that's not really that much better, right? Like I could read books, but I mean, I would like I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, could you consider it an addiction? I don't know, maybe. I mean, I like doing it. I do it as often as possible. And a good deal of my money goes, well, I don't know about a good deal of my money, but I mean, a good deal of my disposable income goes towards it. But like, I've never bought a game that's made me fall behind on rent or bills. I mean, like, oh, there's the perfect. Yeah, 25% critical damage with heavy weapons as well, not even just damage. But yeah, like I've never spent money on video games instead of something more important like food or rent or bills. You know, fuck. I mean, even I have enough disposable income that I could probably buy a few like games for new or pre-order or something, and I don't even do that. So I mean, I don't know. All right, let's see what this terminal says. Log 1. Fuck Vault Tech. They said they were helping us. The vault was supposed to be safe, a place where rehabilitation was nothing but inevitable. It may have been the end of the world for most, but for we lost souls, it was a new beginning. I was grateful for the chance to start over. We all were. We've had our struggles the last 5 years, but the time we spent here turned us to family. Any one of us would have been happy to play out the rest of our lives in here, and now this. They knew what they were doing. They weren't trying to help us. I never thought I would see chems again. Why would I? But now here we are, with a whole lifetime's worth of the stuff laid out in front of us like a freaking department store window display. And it was there the whole time. Some cracked right away, grabbed what they could, and ran off to get high. There was fighting. I hid. Nothing I could have done to help anyone. I am still hearing gunshots. I'm not ready to give up what I had here. Wow. I thought I was over the stuff. I thought if I ever saw it again, it wouldn't have power over me. I was wrong. It's taking every ounce of my willpower to stay here locked in my room. Can't take it anymore. No reason to stay sober. It's just as messed up down here as it is up there. I need something to help me cope. I don't care about the program anymore. I don't care. I really don't. I'm going to go out and be with my friends. I hope somebody is left. I mean, and here's the thing, right? I can't even blame that guy and say, like, his willpower was, like, he was just weak, or, like, his willpower just wasn't strong enough or anything. Because at that point, it seems like pretty much everybody else in the vault got killed. Why they had guns available to all these guys, I don't know. And obviously we don't know, like, the full details of what went on down here during the time. But I mean, at that point, assuming everybody else is dead and you're stuck alone down here in the vault, I mean, fuck it. I mean, as somebody who's never done drugs, you know, that opens up, everybody else is dead. I'm stuck down here for the rest of my however long I'm going to live for, you know. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's a vault-tech vault, so presumably, unless catastrophic failure of something that I can't fix, which odds are I can't, so, you know, outside of a failure of something, like, I would probably have enough food and water and everything to last quite a while. So, I mean, I may not, like, immediately say fuck it and start shooting up with shit, but I mean, I'd probably go for a while and then, like, why not, right? I'm gonna die anyway, may as well see what the fuss was all about. Because, I mean, that's one of those things where it's like, I have no intention of ever doing it, but if I was put in a situation where it's like, I had the opportunity to do it, and I knew or had no doubt that I was about to die anyway from some random scenario, take your pick, apocalypse, whatever, right? Apocalypse, war, whatever, it'd be like, yeah, why not? Alright. Oh, you know what, I think...
if you've got to go, you might as well go out flying.
Alright, we got a corporal and conscript. Now, I think potentially if you leave them in there, they'll die at some point anyway, because I think this lightning can actually hit them. Lightning, electricity, can actually hit them from this thing.
I think we should be staying as far from that reactor as possible.
And I'm not sure that, and I don't think that they react to it hitting them, because obviously if they did, there would be that, like, they wouldn't be welding at all. They would just be dealing with that because there's, you know, it's fairly constant. Alright. Obviously, as you saw there, the one did have a little bit of damage done to her, but it was so little that waiting for her to die would be ridiculous. Or waiting for both of them to die, especially since the other one... Oh god, that was a legendary gunner I just killed. Ooh, a bloody meat hook. Does more damage the lower your health is. I don't think we've got a meat hook before. That one, I think, is... Is that one a Far Harbor one? I think it's a Far Harbor one, but I'm not 100% on that. It could very easily be a Nuka World one.
Excuse me, there is a message.
Because at least one of the gangs in Nuka World, that would make perfect sense to be using that as a weapon. Now, at some point, we are going to end up on the other side of that master lock.
Got it.
Well, you made that look like child's play.
I know, that one actually opened rather easily for an advanced lock. But yeah, I don't remember exactly where it is. Alright.
That's it.
More free will money. Oh yeah, that reminds me. After we finish this quest, we'll actually be able to knock another one out of our quest journal, because we have that bring me Jet to Mama Murphy, and I was waiting to get Cait and to get to this point so that we could or to do that one and clear it out. So that'll be good. Then we'll really not have very much left in our. Okay, and then this is just the other side of the cafeteria, right? Yeah. TV and everything. We went that way, came out that way. We have to do the
Excuse me, there is a message.
the master lock terminal, do we? Oh no, that's right. We haven't went up yet. So there's our turrets, and then the gunner is on the other side of that door and not coming out.
Excuse me, there is a message.
I can almost guarantee that that's Reddit. And depending on the person messaging me on Reddit, I do not care if it's the one really. Wow. You, my friend, are blind as hell. It's really annoying. Like, one of the few subreddits I go on is a writing one. And, I like to think that I'm a fairly critical thinker. So, like, when somebody's like, hey, what do you think about this idea? I tend to throw a lot of questions at them about it, where it's like, okay, but this, and then, this, and then but then if it's like this, then, this might not work. Stuff like that. And it's kind of annoying when sometimes you get people on there that, like, ask a question about one of their ideas, and, like, you're like, all right, so if whatever, like, what about this? And then, they answer it, it's like, all right, but then what about this? And, and sometimes, they'll make it through a series of questions, like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. And then other times they'll answer like one or two and then just get like really pissy with you. Because like they think you're just like you don't actually want to help and you're just trying to pick apart everything.
Office. Sitting around and telling everyone else my problems isn't my idea of fun.
Well, clearly it wasn't really their idea of fun either. I feel like that clean coffee cup that's halfway through the floor is lying to me. You also get people like when you ask questions on there, and like they'll question whatever your idea is, right? It's like, hey, here's my idea. What do you think? And they'll throw you a question, and you'll answer it, and then they'll just be like, yeah, but that doesn't make sense. It's like, but it does, like, because of whatever, right? And that's also annoying, but currently the person I don't care about seemed to, I don't know, well, read this first. The Overseer of Vault 95 is an elected individual chosen to run the daily meetings and ensure that other residents adhere to the rules of the Vault Tech Rehabilitation Program. This is not to be considered a position of power, but rather a position of support and servitude. Infractions are to be dealt with using positive reinforcement and encouragement. The residents of Vault 95 are family and share the same path. The position of Overseer should not prevent a resident from continuing their own personal journey. An election will be held once a year on October 30th. Residents are encouraged to inform their decision based on awarded merit points as laid out in the program guidelines. Okay. Meeting state, the usefulness of continuing meetings. Resident Michael has expressed his desire to reduce the amount of meetings. He believes chem dependence is no longer an issue. Resident Randall reminded the group that adherence to the program was a condition of living in the vault. Resident Patricia wondered if Vault Tech even existed anymore. Resident Randall reminded the group that we are all addicts. So Resident Randall is that guy that we read about who was the undercover. We may pick up unhealthy habits without the program. I expressed agreement with Randall's sentiments. Issue was put to vote. Vote to continue the program was unanimous. I mean, that's not discontinue the program, but lessen the number means. I mean, I understand that. I guess I don't know when this meeting took place, but I feel like if this meeting was like 2 years in, that would make sense. Because I mean, 2 years, you have none of these drugs available to you, or alcohol, I'm assuming. So, I mean, I agree that it's not really like an issue because it can't be an issue, right? Like, unless you have the stuff down there to make the stuff yourself, which I know prisoners make, like, toilet wine and that, but I don't actually know how, like, what goes into that. Anyway, let's unlock the facilities so we don't have to active here. But anyway, there's one guy on there talking about a really interesting book idea, and really, like, it's a really good book idea where it's like death is like a holy spirit. I guess I don't know if holy would be the correct word, but like a worshipped deity basically. And there's a serial killer going after people, and death in that universe is also justice. So like, can I still? Oh, look at that! You know what? Fuck it. Let's still hack the terminal to get the experience. But like, death in that universe is also like justice. So like, and can communicate with the people who are dead and whatnot. So apparently, from my understanding, would help in investigations. So like, if somebody, for example, saw their killer or knew who their killer was, death could be like, yeah, here, like, this is the person, go get him or whatever. But yeah, I was throwing him some questions. It's got to be engineering then, right? Really? Anyway. Oh, it will reset after 10 seconds. Really? That's all it is? Is a 10-second reset? Good God. Okay, ingredients. No. Individuals, no. Radically.
I'm through.
Alright. But yeah, I was just throwing him some questions about how, like, this guy would get around certain things that had to do with death and how certain aspects of it worked, right? And he gave me a lot of answers that I was like, all right, that makes sense. And then I just, I didn't say that makes sense, but I just dropped the questioning, right? Like, I just didn't question him further on that. And just focused on the stuff where it's like, all right, this stuff still doesn't quite click with me. Because I know that I do that to myself all the time. When I'm writing, I will be like, all right, does this make sense? If this happens, what problems could arise from this being a thing, etc., right? So it's things I do to myself whenever I am writing something. And yeah, he got a little pissy with me in a weird way, though, in that he wrote like a fucking page and a half of fucking explanation. Like, when I can't remember what the thing was that I questioned him on.
Let me know if you find some spare ammo.
But he gave me like a page and a half of an explanation that didn't answer the question I had actually asked him, but instead just basically went over everything that I already had, like, I don't want to say ignored, but like, accepted, I guess. And like hadn't questioned him about, which was rather weird. But I'm assuming based on the fact that I got multiple messages in a row that that's enhanced, which is nice, but leather, just regular leather, which is not. See, that's why the last time I played this game and I wasn't really caring about the achievements. I downloaded one of the mods I downloaded let you take legendary perks off of gun, like off of anything, and put it onto any other applicable thing. Because yeah, legendary equipment in this game, I feel is definitely kind of broken. Just on the fact that like you can get something, but it so rarely spawns on anything good. Like weapons are one thing because obviously you can, like it can be like the shittiest, like pistol or whatever ever, right? Like no upgrades, very base level. But if it has the right perk on it or has the right legendary effect on it, you can then just go to a workbench and upgrade that pistol. But when you have it on like leather armor, like that does me zero good. Like I have to take such a hit to my defense in order to get the VATS enhanced legendary effect, right? It's very, very annoying. Okay. This is that room that I didn't walk into because I wasn't quite sure what it is. To be fair, considering that it's like right next to what seems to be another cafeteria, like kitchen area, I still really don't know why that like little office space would be there. But yeah, apparently Canada passed a new law that has something to do with like news being shared on social media. And like normally I'll like have discussions slash arguments with people on Facebook all the time, right? Like during the week, that's what I would do. I'd go on Facebook usually because I try and take the weekend off of social media, right? Like unless I'm in the middle of like what I would consider a positive, and I don't just mean an argument I'm winning. I mean like an actual positive discussion with somebody on Facebook or Reddit or something. I don't look at it during the weekend. But then like either late Sunday night or sometimes just Monday morning, I will just two gunners, eh? Uh, I would go on there and potentially pick a fight with somebody, but get him before he gets by. Yes. But yeah, since I don't know exactly what the wording in the law is, but when I read Facebook's description of it, it just seemed like they were going like there was basically going to be nothing left on Facebook because it was like anything talking about current events or yeah, it was like current events or something else, and it's just like that's like 95% of what I saw on Facebook. And yeah, that seems to be what they took out because let me tell you, since I got that actually a little bit before I got the notification, but I hadn't really noticed it until they gave me the notification, and I was like, oh yeah. I have like nothing on my Facebook. I have like a few posts from my friends on there, a few suggestions that are like recipes or like, I mean, not even any like joke pages really, because a lot of the joke pages that I was getting on there, were all referencing like current events and stuff like that, right? Which apparently is a no-go anymore. So yeah, like my Facebook is just like absolutely dead. Like before I go on my Facebook like maybe 2 or 3 times a day, depending on whether or not I decide to, like when I was taking a break at work or something. And I would say that it would probably take me 2, maybe 3 attempts to start getting like repeat things, right? Um, to like make it to the end of my my new news feed, like the new stuff on my news feed. Now it takes me like 2 fucking swipes of my phone, and I'm seeing stuff that was that I've already read, and it's like wow, just worthless. So now all I basically have is Reddit, which, eh. I mean, it's not bad, obviously. I mean, it's depending on what subreddit and that you go to. I mean, some of them are a lot more or a
Sweet.
lot better than others.
Hold up. Found you.
Hey,
Okay, who's first?
All right, that's weird. This is a different room. But yeah, like some subreddits I go on, it's like, yeah, like the writing one I'm on is generally good, but occasionally it's like, go fuck yourself,
I'm
you know?
beginning to enjoy this.
Like I said, some people really don't take kindly to you pointing out like an inconsistency or a potential plot hole or something in their writing. There's also a lot of them on there that'll just post like an entire chapter and
Whoa,
ask to give their thoughts. But
what the
since that I
hell?
do most of
Is
my
it just
Reddit
me?
stuff and
Or is
that,
this
you
too
know, like
easy?
on my coffee breaks and that, I don't really have. Well, yeah, I don't really have the patience to
Get
sit there and.
some!
I don't know who you're attacking, Cait, but I don't really have the patience to like. Oh, get off the thing. Oh,
Damn it, got blood on me boots.
it's weird since I shot a robot.
You're out of your league, pal!
Oh, there's a gunner commander, right? But yeah, there's lots of
Taking
people
this.
on there though
Found
that
you!
are pleasant people to talk to.
Here, I saved this for you.
That's right, kneecap that bitch.
Is that all you've got?
But yeah, there, like I said, there's some people on there that'll actually give you helpful advice and
This must be
listen
it.
to you
The
if
clean
like
room.
they misinterpret something. All right. Oh, so I think we made it. Like I said, not really a complicated area. The dead ends are fairly good.
hey there.
The answer to me problems is sitting in that room. But I don't know if I should go through with it.
We've come so far. Don't turn back now.
I know you risked your life getting us down here. But what if this psycho's the only thing keeping me together? What if this opens me eyes and I don't like what I see? There were reasons I dulled the pain. Things I didn't want to face. Things I was trying to forget. I'd rather be spitting blood than reliving the past.
We'll face that pain together.
You've already done so much, but you keep offering to do more. Well, who the hell am I to look a gift horse in the mouth? I'm gonna sit in the chair. Whenever you're ready, you go ahead and throw the switch.
So any one of those speech checks will get her to go in, by the way. And the funny thing about this quest is as long as you have the quest from Cait, you can get up to this point without her. But once you enter this clean room, from wherever she is, she will start walking to this vault, and then you have to wait for her to get here before you can talk to her and continue the quest. So, like, if you, let's say, left her at Sanctuary, or God forbid, one of the ones in the top right of the core map instead of the top left, you would then have to wait for her to walk across the Commonwealth to get there.
Are you all right, Cait? How are you feeling?
Strange. I feel really strange. Everything feels different. Everything feels clearer. Colors, sounds, smells. Nothing is like I remember. I can't believe it worked. The cravings, the pain, hell, even the rush. They've disappeared. Was I really that far gone?
I'm glad you're all right. I was worried about you.
Seems you're not the only one. I have a feeling that Tommy had this in mind all along. Clever old bastard kicked me out of the combat zone so I'd clean myself up, and somehow knew you'd be up for the challenge. I guess he saw something in you that I missed.
I don't know about that, but I mean,
I take
that
care of my
seems like a
friends.
I
stretch.
know you do. Look, I'm never gonna forget what you did for me today. You stepped up and helped when everyone else cashed out. I know I suck at thank yous, but that's the best you're gonna get out of me. Now how about we get out of here and leave this place far behind?
See, once again, not the best time for that to fucking pop. I mean, it's good because popping at the end of a quest is amazing for that, because obviously quests give you a huge amount of experience, so when you can double it with that perk, it's great, but
Hey,
What is it? Can I help?
your thoughts?
Been too long since I picked a fight.
How do you feel about our relationship?
You and me versus the Commonwealth. I'd say those are damn good odds in our favor.
alright.
That's all for now.
No problem.
Alright, so we've cured Cait, which has now removed the limiter on her relationship value with us, so we can now max it out and get her perk, which I'll admit I don't remember what it is. I don't. The fact that I don't remember what it is leads me to believe that it isn't something that I normally find useful, but who knows. Also, a couple of those of my phone going off, there was actually emails. Worthless emails, mind you, but still not all the same dickhead from Reddit, although most of them were, because once again, he doesn't, I don't know, he doesn't seem to bother to read an entire thing. So I think I'll pretty much be done with him. I mean, if he doesn't want to actually take what I'm saying into account, then he can just go ahead and have plot holes in his book. Alright. So I'm going to turn on this. And we are going to go see Mama Murphy and get a good jump in our relationship with Cait here. And then I think we'll end the part. And that may be 2 parts. Alright. Mama Murphy. 30 meters that way.
Hey.
Huh?
We put on some wonderful radio.
Where the hell is she?
You should listen.
Do I even have beds in this house? Nope. It's just chilling at the desk.
You don't need the sight to see that you've done real good for these people.
Hey,
Got that jet we talked about, kid? Got something with a bit of a kick for me, kid?
no. You're an addict. You need help.
Oh, not this again. Kid, listen to me. I'm old, even older than you'd think. If the chems are gonna kill me, then I say I've had a good run. We'd have never made it this far without the sight. We need it. You need it. It's part of who I am.
The sight isn't worth killing yourself over, Mama Murphy. It doesn't have to define what you are, or what you can give.
All right, kid. You got me. If me hanging around for a little longer is worth that much to you, then I'll go clean. No more chems. No more sight.
Hey, there we go. And that completed the quest, and as you saw, we got 2 increases to Cait. And I think Preston also probably likes it. There's probably a few people that enjoy it when you do that, or that like it when you do that, but it's a good way to get Cait's up as well, once you cured her. Alright. So yeah, I think we'll call it there. Let's see, did that make it 2 parts? Oof, not particularly. I mean,
I'll try to make myself useful.
2 short parts, maybe, but I guess I could do it as one long part. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it as one part then. Alright, so with that, actually, and Cait's quest done, I think
No one wants to see a
next
grown
part
man
will
feeling
actually
sorry for himself.
do the main quest. Like, we'll actually do the next part of the main quest. Because, like I said, we need to do, I think, just the next part to get Nick's
Now, where did I put my skirt?
quest and do that. And then we need to do the part after that in order to who's the other one that we're missing? Well, obviously we need to do the next part to get the Brotherhood here so that we can oh, I don't know why I put the vodka in there, but I'm not bothering to pull it out. Although the vodka shouldn't have been under junk, so it must have been an empty bottle. But yeah, we need to get the Brotherhood here after the next quest so that we can run around with Dance. And we need to okay, so we need to do the next quest to do Nick's personal quest, and then we need to do, actually, you know what, we may need to do the next 2 quests to get Nick's personal quest. Then we need to do the next 2 in order to do, the next one will give us Dance, and I don't think we need to advance the main plot line any further to finish his off completely. Takiri is a companion that we haven't even talked to yet, but we need to do the next couple main quests in order to do her personal quest anyway. And then I think that's it, right? Just Nick, Dance, and Curie, I think, is all that we have left for companions. Well, and Cait, obviously, but we're going to have her with us for the next quest. And then if that doesn't get us what we need to max it out, because I don't know, I mean, we went to the vault fairly soon after doing it, and we did get some boosts to her as we picked locks in the vault, and then when we came back with Mama Murphy, we got some. So I mean, and there's probably some comments we can make during the next part of the quest to get even more. So I imagine that by the end of the next quest, we'll have maxed it out. We'll have maxed out hers. But if not, we'll just hold off on doing the quest after that until we actually get her perk. But yeah, that'll be it for this part then. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time for more.